But a more immediate concern for us is the train in the backyard, Jeremy.
Today is a big day because, of course, Joe is at Cooper's, but also because we have an official name for our backyard train. It's been running here in the backyard for years, but it's never had a name until Big Boy came to town, and you all gave us hundreds of names to choose from. We narrowed it down to the top 10. You all voted. More than 2,000 votes came in for your favorite. And the new name, folks, the 16 Express. Thank you so much for all of the viewers who not just gave their ideas of what the train should be named, but also sent in their votes about what it should be named. And 16 Express won handily. It had about a third of the votes. So like that name. And the 16 Express is running right on time here in the backyard. What else is running right on time is the air clear and the smoke out. Finally, we had some worsened air quality this morning. Here's a time lapse of Pottsville from about 8 a.m. Now this is nighttime, and notice that the smoke's starting to fill back in again. Here's the morning. All right, so this is the time lapse running over time between 7 and noon. Still pretty smoky out there, but between noon and 4, bluer skies working their way in, smoke working its way out. So we did have a clearing through a good part of the day today. We were able to salvage it and lower that air quality index so that it was at least healthy enough for us to get outside and not have to shelter in place when we had those hazardous levels, especially for central Pennsylvania in some spots. But now the plume of smoke is moving over our region again. It's not quite as thick as it was yesterday night, but it's still pushing the air quality index into very unhealthy levels for some regions. I'll show you where in a second. That was Wilkes-Barre. You can see the haze there on the camera. We have an air quality index of 170, so that's on the way up. Earlier in the afternoon, it was closer to 75. Then in the evening, it went up to 90. Now it's at 107, so that's on the unhealthy for some range. So if you have some medical conditions or cardiovascular disease, it probably is best to stay indoors tonight into your morning tomorrow. And some parts of the Susquehanna Valley, Sunbury, Pottsville, down into places near Union and Snyder County, Beaver Springs, seeing some of the unhealthy and even very unhealthy range right now. Of the places seeing the worst air quality, that's eastern Ohio, parts of Michigan, but even Pennsylvania has some of those red dots indicating unhealthy to very unhealthy air. Right now, Williamsport and Scranton both showcasing that moderate range, but they're slowly edging their way into the unhealthy for some, because the plume of smoke is rising over our region again. We have this southerly flow to what winds there are out there. Notice the barbs have a bit of a southern flow out of them, and that'll help to push the smoke back over the region. So here's the band of smoke in red. The darker the red, even the purples indicate thicker bouts of smoke, and that's going to roll over the region overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. But we get storms going tomorrow afternoon, and that helps to push the smoke out pretty quickly. By 5 o'clock, there shouldn't be any smoke in the sky at all here in Pennsylvania. But the strong winds break the plume of smoke in two. This one goes flying off to the north and east, and this one lingers over the Great Lakes and could swipe in just a bit more light smoke Sunday afternoon. And notice how this thicker level of smoke over Wisconsin and Michigan could end up moseying its way in midweek. I don't think it'll be as bad as it was yesterday, but we could have air quality impacts even in this upcoming week, unfortunately. Temperatures today were warm. We were in the upper 80s in central Pennsylvania. We're still in the 70s there. Everyone else in the 60s, even the Poconos in the upper 50s. Nice night, except for the smoke in the air. And here's the system that'll blow the smoke out. Notice the showers and storms already over Ohio. We get 2 rounds of them. The first one is in the morning. We're calm overnight, no rainfall throughout the early morning, but here's the chance for rain showers around 10:30, 11 o'clock towards lunchtime. Showers, storms, then we get a break of sunshine into the afternoon, and then we get our second round of showers and storms that could bring severe weather, maybe some high winds, some flooding, rainfall potential, and also the risk for even an isolated tornado. Be on guard tomorrow. Rainfall amounts likely between a ½ inch and an inch, and in some spots where you see downpours, yes, we could get over an inch, and since we haven't had much rainfall for quite a while, we could have some localized flooding. There's your 7-day forecast. We're tracking the possibility of smoke making an appearance again next week, but something that's different next week compared to this week is the chance for additional shower and thunderstorm activity Tuesday and Wednesday. So that could help push around the smoke and maybe get it out quicker and maybe not allow it to ramp up over our region. So we'll be tracking everything closely. Just watch out tomorrow night. Could be some nasty storms out there.
Have a great weekend, Jeremy.
You too, Scott.